Hey, we are live now. Hi everybody, welcome to Once Upon a Game, Season 2, Episode 9, where we are playing Life on Mars again by a really cool story game by Ross Cowman. For those who don't know, Once Upon a Game is the only one-shot RPG slash story game show on Twitch that many Bothans died to bring us. I'm your host and tonight's games facilitator, EricVulgaris. I've been playing story games basically since this summer, and I've just fell in love with them. I've been playing RPGs though for a really long time. Your classic like Dungeons and Dragons and all that kind of stuff. But since then, I've been kind of switching over to these cool little one-shot story games, and I'm having so much fun with them. I've just been spreading them like a missionary to as many people as who will listen, and that's what I'm doing. So hopefully you guys enjoy this super cool game called Life on Mars. For those who don't know, as who I am or the rest of the people are, we are all friends, somewhat, or strangers. You can play these games with anybody. That's what makes the game super fun. No experience is required or necessary. The most important thing are ideas that you bring. And before we get into that kind of stuff, I wanna hear how everyone's doing tonight. Right, my three trusty comrades. We're gonna go to space together. We're gonna go to Mars. I want to have a little psychological profile right before we get on a ship together. So how's everyone doing today? Will, how are you doing? Golden H.
Oh, I'm doing great. I just got done playing The Long Dark for like 12 hours, and this is like the third day I've done that.
Oh boy. Wow, that's a long. Were you streaming it?
Yeah, I was streaming it the whole time.
Oh, if people want to check out your stream, how can they do that?
They go to twitch.tv/GoldenWH. The W is silent.
Oh, so Golden WH. Awesome. Cool. If you want, maybe just go ahead and type something in chat so people can find you in that and maybe hit follow or whatever, that kind of stuff. Hello,
Links
good
are
evening.
powerful.
Yeah, good evening, chat, and thank you everybody for tuning in today. Really appreciate it. Cool. So let's just keep going around the table here. So Adam, Dark Lavender Void, how are you doing today? Long time no see.
I am doing lovely. Today was a pretty good day. Everybody was being wonderful to each other. It was like the world was a
Cats and dogs sleeping together.
was a clock.
Everything. Not
something like that.
Not that wonderful. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Awesome. Cool. Kelsa. Certainly last but not least. How are you
I
doing?
have to unmute myself if you want to be able to hear me. It turns
Yes,
out.
that's true. We
I'm a
we
cat.
do.
No, wait, no, that was earlier. She's laying down on my arm. You can't see it. There's a cat here. I stream some things sometimes on Twitch, which I guess I can share a link to that too.
Yes.
Except I've got a cat. I also so I stream playing where I'm a GM for Dresden Files game.
Oh.
And
For those who don't know, maybe what is Dresden Files?
It's a role-playing game based off of a series of novels by Jim Butcher called The Dresden Files. But the role-playing game itself uses the fate system.
I mean, what's it like story-wise?
What is it like story-wise? Like
Yeah.
our
What kind of
story-
world is it in?
Like our story or that one? Basically, it's in Earth, your standard everyday 2015 world.
Oh.
Except magic is real. And it's,
Shit.
urban fantasy.
Oh, cool.
There's magic and vampires and fairies and
So a little bit like Angel?
shapeshifters.
Like Angel?
Like
that
kind
kind of style?
Kind of like Angel.
Okay.
I describe it as Bruce Willis from Die Hard with magic.
It's kind of like that.
Wow. Cool. I need to get on that.
Was the great one that my for a different urban fantasy game, but very also still applies. It's like Dirty Harry meets Harry Potter.
Okay, I'm sold.
Right.
Where can we all check you out at for that?
I put it on there. Twitch.tv/KelsaDelphi.
Oh, awesome. Cool.
I did put it in the chat.
Thank you.
I also play as a player in a Dresden Files game where Golden H is the GM. So
Oh, small world.
It's
How about
funny.
that?
It's
How
weird.
about
It's
that?
like we know each other. It's weird.
Yeah. Cool.
Dresden Files is the best.
It's pretty great.
I'm pretty hyped about this weekend. More Dresden Files.
Yes. All of the filings of the
All
Dresdens.
Dresden Files all the time.
So, okay. So tonight we're doing a one shot, which means we will not come back to this game. At the end, this game will be sealed into the archives of history, only to be viewed on my Twitch VODs and YouTube. We will never return to this game of Life on Mars. This is the only chance we have to make history tonight. So, bring it. And you might.
Where's your self-destruct button?
There is a self-destruct button. There's always a self-destruct button. And there's also a way for everyone to get out of the self-destructing spaceship on time and safely. And that is called the Veil, or the X card. What that means, for those who don't know, this is a rule that will trump all other rules going forward. Whenever you're uncomfortable, whenever you don't like an idea or a situation that comes up in the game that someone has brought forward into the game, you can either say it out loud, say like X, or you could make a little tiny X or a giant X, or maybe just type it if you're really not comfortable doing that, like revealing it in a big way. Whichever way you communicate it. Like magic, we as a group, we will just drop that kind of content because we trust you. You are, yes, if you have a card, that would be cool as well. This way, if you're ever uncomfortable, even if you said you're totally fine with brutal space zombies, and you realize that you're really not okay, like an hour and a half into it, you can still punch out. That's totally fine. We will just get rid of it. We will adjust. We will talk about how to go forward, because we want to play this game together. We don't want to make you uncomfortable. The worst gaming experiences always happen when you're uncomfortable. So that is the number one rule. So before we can even begin after that, I need to have player buy-in on that. That is the number one thing, because we cannot game unless we kind of all agree to this emergency break. Good? Yes? I know you guys are. Yeah.
I accept.
Okay. I know I need verbal. My lawyers advise me that I need verbal agreements.
Lawyer to give permission.
Okay, awesome. Good. So, for those also wondering about how to play a story game, whether or not you know the rules or anything like that, no, you don't actually need to know the rules. One player, designated as the facilitator, is responsible for knowing the rules and communicating them to the players. The difference between a facilitator and a GM is that a facilitator can only tell you the rules and how it's supposed to be played. I'm not a GM. I don't get to tell you, but actually your character doesn't do this, right? Or make this roll, right? Like, I don't get to do that in this kind of game. We actually, as a group, have the same amount of stakeholdership in fictional authority as anyone else. So your own ideas are actually like a minority to the group, right? Nobody is like a single, no one's a single gateway being like yes or no. This is kind of a collaborative kind of game. And the way you excel at collaborative games, the real life hack of it is to listen and ask questions. The most important thing you can do really is just listen to what other people are saying and build on it. That's ask questions about what they're saying. Like if they're talking about a lava monster, ask them questions about my character hates lava. So like what, or like black lava, is this lava black or is it green, or like like ask like, or like how is it like radiating, is it melting something, just kind of come up with like kind of questions to help build the scene together, right? Extra details. We're like kind of like telling a movie together, so let's have some really cool scenes in it. The next thing to do is besides listening, if that's not if that's still giving you blanks, or you want a little, even an extra like jab with that uppercut, just state the obvious. So and what that means is steal from literally everything you've ever encountered in your entire life for anything. If you want a character, just roleplay your friend, but like just don't bring up explicit details about your friend that you don't want to reveal online, right? But like just generic things. Reveal from movies, steal characters from video games, books, steal identities, right, from books and movies, anything that you need to help you give you ideas. If that's like, oh, this reminds me of this character, talk about it. Like explain, like just without saying like, oh, I'm going to just retell this thing. Just say it subtly. Say like, okay, my character looks like this, gray hair, blah blah blah. It's like oh, kind of like The Witcher, and they're like, oh yeah. It's like, okay, cool. Let's go. I'm cool with a Witcher like character in the fantasy. Let's go. It's totally fine, because as we learn and we explore through play, what we come up with will always end up getting molded and changed differently, because we're always asking questions. We're always doing different things in different ways. So what's obvious to you isn't always obvious to someone else. All of this will always just have different kind of effects, and it's super fun and super wonderful. Trust me when I say that you just state the obvious. Believe me, it's the first thing in your head, even if it's cliche, is completely fine. Strive for being average. You don't have to be the coolest or the funniest person in the room. Trust me, that stuff actually comes from being average. 9 times out of 10, when you're average, everyone knows exactly what you're saying. Everyone can still build on you. You're never throwing anybody for a loop, right? And then that 1 time out of 10, that averageness was amazing and blew everyone away anyways, right? Like, you can't lose when you shoot for average. That's like my pro tip for anybody. So those are the 3 big things for a pre-flight check. So I think we're with that. We're kind of ready to begin, right? We okay? We ready? Ready?
Yeah.
Ground control.
Ready.
Yeah, see.
Cool.
Let's do this.
Thanks. I know. I always love doing these long spiels every time before we play.
That's okay.
But
It's important.
it's my thing. In case this is someone's first video tuning in, I think it's super important to communicate this, because I'm trying to give you as much as I can so you can do this on your own and play. Because I want you to play these games. Play more games. It should be your 2016 resolution if it's not already. Play all of the games. So let's move over here to the actual Roll20. We're looking here at a little like image that says preparation with a 4-thing checklist, and we're just gonna follow this in the way right through. So without doing like this is going to be our prep. Like, our prep is play in this game. We're just get right into it. So the first thing we're gonna do is in an order, in whatever order we want. We're gonna choose a name. This is going to be our character's name. So, the 4 choices are Mew, Dakota, Val, or Hyun. These names are deliberately sort of like gender ambiguous. Whatever way you want to do it, I'm all for. Or any of these names shouting out and screaming to anybody, being like the chosen one. Anybody want any particular name?
I think I kind of want I want Val.
I want Dakota.
I would like to be Mew, because it's Greek.
I will be Hyun. All right, I'm just gonna make a quick little text box here so we can all remember who we are. Super important. So, Adam, you will be playing Mew. Do you have a role that you want to be? This is going to go into the next step. It says I'm writing everything down right here. Do you know what Mew wants to be? The commander, the pilot, the doctor, or the engineer?
I'm not set on any one of those right now, so I can pass the first choice off to someone else.
Okay.
I'm totally down with that.
Kelso, you wanted to be Val, right?
Yeah, I want to be Val.
Okay, and I'm going to be Hyun. Awesome. Cool. So that is all done. That is all set up. Now we're just going to select our roles. So since I played this on Monday, I was the commander. I would like to not be the commander. It's my only request tonight, because I don't want to.
I'd also say you should pick first, because you picked last for the names.
Okay.
That's fair.
That's fair. I mean, as a facilitator, I often like to do things last, by the way. And I also just wanted to do a quick thank you to everybody hosting me tonight. Thank you, AP Gaming, I saw your host there, but thank you also Kelsa and Adam, or Will, for the host.
I did not host you because nobody would watch you from mine.
So it's still there in spirit. Okay. You want me to choose first? I'll choose first. I'll be the doctor. I'll be Dr. Hyun. I want to be the doc.
Doctor.
I will have to give you the news. I got a bad case of loving you.
I don't care who I am, so if everybody wants to pick first, I'll take
I
whatever.
can pick next.
Sure.
I will be. Let's go with the engineer.
The engineer?
I'll be the pilot.
All
I wanted
right.
to be a stowaway, but I guess
Well, well, Kelsa,
I am the commander. It's fine.
you're a very shy commander. Or
No.
I'm sorry. Shy is the wrong word. You are just a very crew focused commander. So selflessly letting everyone else decide right before swooping in, because that's what a real good commander does. Is they delegate tasks and let everyone else do it.
I let everyone do what they are
well
best
done.
at.
As your first, exactly, as your first, your first command decision, you are acing it.
Awesome.
Awesome. So this is our name tag, right? These are our names and roles. Our name tag. It's a yellow text box in Roll20, so it has the positives and negatives of Roll20 text box. But that is what we got here. Okay. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to select one of these 7 little symbols here, these little tokens that are taken from the same designers, the same designer as this game. These are tokens from Fall of Magic. We are going to select one of them for each of our characters and then one of them for our spaceship. So does anybody want any of these tokens?
Yeah, I was really hoping I could get the burned out candle.
Oh, yeah. I got
it. No. I'm just teasing you.
Oh, you're trolling me. All right, you're
That's the
trolling
only
me.
one you didn't have on there.
It is, isn't it?
I think.
I gotcha. I gotcha.
Oh no, you can actually get me the burned out candle. I'll take it. I will.
There it is.
Awesome.
Burn.
Yeah.
I
now.
have so many uploaded assets to Roll20 from all of the one shots. I'm so sorry.
No,
You
it's
want this
100% fine. Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah, absolutely. I was teasing you about it, but since you went to the trouble of putting it in, I will take it.
Cool. There you go, Val. You now own the burned out candle.
Boom. It's me.
If nobody objects, I would like to take the Raven for my character. Is that okay?
Take the Raven. That's cool with me.
You know, you could
Choose
actually
wisely.
you could actually set these tokens so that our names appear below them.
Oh, thank you. So thank you so much for the host, and thank you, Kelsa, for that piece of advice, because I didn't know you could do that. How do you do? Oh, do you put under bar 1? Do you see name?
No,
Oh,
so
you right click it, say name, then show name.
Yep. So I've put my name in my token, but I don't actually have the option to show name because I'm not the GM.
So I'm right clicking it.
No, just left click on it, and then in the little gear that pops up,
Yeah.
it says edit token,
Yep.
and there's a little.
Oh, show nameplate.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
There we go. Awesome.
That's so small,
Brilliant.
but we'll survive. Awesome. Okay, thank you for that.
can
I learned
see
a brand new thing.
Only Jim can see it.
Oh,
You need to
really?
go to the last tab and say players can see name.
How do I do that?
Go back to the gear.
I'm in the gear.
Now there's multiple tabs, like it's a tab preference window.
Yes.
Go to the last tab.
Advanced.
Now the first one should say show players can see name.
Oh, okay.
So check that checkbox and then press OK.
Yes,
Now
we see
can
this.
do it.
I
Now
can
we
see
see-
Val.
Now we can see Val and Hune. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Thank you so much for that, guys.
Yay.
Sorry about
Great.
that. I learned a brand new thing about tokens in Roll20 today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like 400 hours into Roll20, and just how much I use the functionalities of Roll20 besides text boxes.
I know, right? I got tab.
So thank you so much for that. So we still have 2 more characters to go through, and then we also have to pick our ship. So what are we going to do? Also, thank you for the host, SerialCom, if I didn't say that already.
I would like to be the egg.
I'm sorry. I just read the chat, and Sabakthani mentions, is God King not a title on the ship? That's pretty good. So Mew, you would like to be the egg?
I would like to be the egg.
Awesome. You are now going to have the egg. The egg is in your domain. Enjoy the egg. Don't spend it all in one place. Why is your name tag not showing up? Oh, because it doesn't. I don't know. There we go.
There we go.
Okay.
That will be the 2 seagulls.
You mean the ocean?
Oh, this is clearly a Link's Awakening reference.
I'm gonna be the lines in the background.
I'm gonna be the lens flare.
I'm gonna be the creepy glowing eyeglasses guy.
Is our ship going to be a tree then? Is it going to be the sword? Is it going to be the light candle?
I like it being a tree. Like
I agree.
The dead tree or the living tree?
I'd like it to be the living tree.
Me too.
I think the dead tree is actually prettier.
It is aesthetically, I think, a little prettier. I'm not sure if the connotations are something that I want to jam on, but I'm cool. I'm cool. Adam, what do you want? You were the judge here. What do you want to do? You're the swing vote.
The sword at first. I will go with the living tree.
Okay, living tree it is.
Okay.
If we tied, would it have gone to chat?
Probably.
Oh
No, never.
Never.
Hey, do we want to name our ship now? Do we want to call it something?
Let's call it the tree.
I'm not cool with the first spaceship going to Mars being called the USS Tree.
Why not?
Why are you thinking USS?
I think we could come up with a little better name.
Are you sure that it's NASA that's sending us?
No, that's not true. It could be anybody. What? Maybe. I mean, tree. I guess we could.
It's the tree of life.
Like, to be perfectly honest with you, I could totally do tree. I just think there's probably something more special out there.
Like seed or acorn or
the acorn. Acorn could be like the name of our capsule.
yeah.
Can we all pronounce the Yggdrasil?
No.
Okay.
Yggdrasil.
Yggdrasil.
That's the only famous tree I can think. Giving tree. Is another big famous tree. Let's go famous trees for 500.
The cherry tree.
Tree. Yeah. Oh yeah, the one George Washington wouldn't chop.
Yeah, that's the only other famous.
Yeah, it's the only other famous tree.
Trees are just not very famous.
The thing from Avatar, which is basically Yggdrasil. That's
that weird tree from the Shannara series.
I don't know that one. That's
what's
an obscure.
The trees?
You're a hipster on those trees.
The specific kind of trees that
that tree from the Lion King.
No, I'm thinking of from
the baobab tree.
That Dr. Seuss book.
Tree of Knowledge.
Oh, dang it.
The Lorax?
Fern Gully?
Yeah, from the Lorax. Like the type
I don't remember the type.
I just read that book really recently. I should know, but I don't.
Okay, name for the ship. Okay. Tree facts can go on the break. What's the name of our ship?
The book.
Chat, if you have any cool ones, let us know too. The book?
Truffalo trees. That was it. Thank you.
Tree of Mana. The mana is interesting.
You can name it Mana, sure.
I'd be down with Mana.
I am down with anything.
Now, does it have one N or two?
I have one on there because I'm lazy. We can mess with that. Is there any way to make the name bigger or like larger on the ship on Mana?
What you do is you zoom in and then
I'm kind of already zoomed in as much as
smaller.
Kind of already zoomed in as much as possible.
Really?
I thought that was just going to be the end of you instructing him.
Oh.
Well, what you got to see is you just zoom in on it.
You zoom in.
You just zoom in on it.
How are you not? How are you zoom in?
Makes it bigger.
I'm not zoomed in all the way, but I'm just I had a really comfortable zoom position, and now everything's ruined. Basically, I'm just lamenting. So, anyways, enough lamentations. Enough. We're going to play the game. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start making scenes, and the way this is going to work is that we're all going to make scenes. So we're going to make one scene a person, and then when we're done, we're going to move our ship we're to closer and closer to Mars. So it's going to take 6 months to get to Mars, which means 24 scenes. We're going to do 24 scenes together. All of them will be taking place inside of our little capsule here. That's what on the screen says cabin, satellite, cargo, galley, and flight deck. Those are going to be our 5 places to do scenes, all right? Just like below, scenes are these places that we're going to be putting our tokens. They have protocols, and protocols help guide us into shaping these scenes. The ones that are blue are just describe this to us, which means the point of the scene that you're making inside, say, the cabin, what gives you comfort. You'd be like, dinosaurs, right? And have a scene about dinosaurs. Something, whatever you want. And then the other type of protocol here is one for the galley, which gives your character a descriptor. So they could be dedicated, brilliant, or famous. Or if you do multiple scenes, you can just, collect them all. Okay? So, with that all done and good, are there any questions before we begin? Would anybody like to begin?
So we're not going to get to Mars, right?
Whoa.
No, we should get to Mars.
No, we will get to Mars.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just once we cycle through 4 scenes, aka everybody has had a scene,
Sure.
the mana gets closer and closer to Mars. So it'll follow the trajectory as shown on the screen here, on the little dots. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Okay. So does anybody like to go first? Otherwise, I'll have a scene. I have a scene in mind.
I would like to go a little bit later in the turn order, but if that makes not first.
I could go first, but I'm not super excited to go first.
Okay. Hyun. Oh, you want to go?
No, I am. I'm just
You're
saying.
good?
I'm all good. You can go
You're
first.
good. Okay.
I want to see how it's done.
All right. Hyun's gonna take one for the flight deck. This is the we're actually on the launch pad. This is Earth. There is a little the camera zooms down through the clouds to what is it, Goddard? Is that the one in Florida? The launch pad in Florida, Pensacola, Florida. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't know Florida. The famous NASA place, right, where they launch everything. We're there.
Cape Canaveral.
Cape Canaveral.
Right?
Cape Canaveral is
That
exactly
sounds right,
what. That's absolutely it. We are at the launch pad of Cape Canaveral. Everything is good to go. Clear skies. Everything's super nice and clean and friendly. We see each other for the first times. All 4 of us in sort of like the capsule part where we're all like strapped in and since we're all like tilted up, we're all like leaned back, right, ready to go. I think what we just see is for this scene, we see my own reflection in the glass of my helmet, like the helmet that we're wearing. Like we see like my face, and then we see like sort of like the after image. So I guess we're actually looking at it from my perspective, out, and we're just and all of a sudden we just like hear it's kind of like nice silence, and then we just hear like this thunderous rumble as like everything starts shaking, and like we just feel jolted, and like we're all just like staring up at the sky as it goes from blue to black. And when it gets to black, we start seeing like my own face in the reflection of my visor, and it's like super intense and like scared and just like gritting from just the tremendous forces. So
Describe
just, like,
a little bit
thanks.
more what you look like. Like we're
sure,
seeing,
sure.
like, the reflection of your face.
Yeah.
but
So
I'm, like,
Hyun is like. What's the name of the actor? The actor who played Zulu from J.J. Abrams' Enterprise. That guy.
Oh.
So like young, black hair, Asian, like Chinese American kind of skin color. Just super. He's probably the youngest of the crew. I think he's almost like a baby, and he's just like, oh my god, like we're going to fucking Mars, right? And just like the anxiety is just overwhelming him, but like he can't move because of the forces or anything like that. So he's just like, oh my god, and it's like, but his mouth is like perfectly zipped, as you go up, and he looks like determined, but his eyes are like bold, and that's what we see for the first scene.
Okay.
Oh, hey Adam, good to see you.
So you see, should I go next?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Anybody can go. Yeah.
Oh wait, I don't have control over my guy.
Oh no, I'll give you.
We're on Earth.
My scene was on Earth. The liftoff.
Okay.
We're somewhere within the first month.
Yep.
I want to be in the cargo.
Sure.
There we go.
All right, you should have access now.
There we go.
Okay, cool.
So,
just for everyone at the audience, don't cover up the question. I think would probably help.
Oh, okay.
Little pro tip. Yeah. No problem. Right.
So you see Dakota, and he's wearing the space suit, and he's got blonde eyes.
What do our suits look like, by the way?
Blonde hair, blue eyes.
Are they like the Martian kind of suits?
Eyes.
Are they like NASA
decided.
astronauts? You know what I mean? Like, are they like the white ones? Are they like more, skin?
Are we actually NASA?
You tell us right now.
Tell us right now. We're just launching. All I established is that we're launching from Cape Canaveral.
They're mostly blue.
Okay.
They have red lines on them, and they have on the shoulder the United Nations symbol.
Oh, nice, cool. So
on the other shoulder is a picture of a hawk.
Are these suits? Are they like bulky? Are they form fitting?
These are very slim because they're
Okay.
the internal.
Okay.
Wear this everyday suit.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
He's wearing the space keeping suit. Yeah. So he's like dug down into the depths of the computer, checking everything. And when he's alone, he pulls out one of the circuit boards and replaces one that looks exactly identical.
Okay.
Even that has the same number on it. And then he puts the computer board in a box. And then he takes it with him, and it's gone.
Are we seeing this from your point of view, or do we get to see your face and a little bit more of where you said you were blonde hair, blue eyes, like how tall are you?
It's about 6 foot. Yeah. It's pretty average.
And you're alone in the cargo bay, right?
Really intense and mischievous look on his face.
Okay. So are you like vaguely Nordic?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. Right.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, he's looked strong. He's got all his hair, closely slaved with no beard, because you're going into space. And
and what does the cargo bay look like for us? Is it like pristine? Is it small? Is it cramped? Is it is it just like overloaded with experiments and like technology? Like how hard was it to replace this panel, right?
So here's the thing, he's doing this not in space. He's doing this before we take off. Okay. And
okay.
He didn't take. It's not like a spare circuit board from the cargo bay. Mm-hmm. It's like something he brought with him.
Okay. Okay. Pre-flight.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Awesome.
He replaced the circuit board surreptitiously.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you're an engineer and you're putting
No,
some
I'm
stuff
the
in
pilot.
Bay. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think he knows the piloting computers well enough. He's the kind of guy I'm going to check this obsessively before I take off because I need to know it'll do what I need it to do.
Sure. Okay. Cool. So what you hold in your hands is the replaced circuit board.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. It's cool. Valor Mew.
I'm ready to go if you don't have anything, but I'd prefer to go last in this opening.
I can go if you want me to, because I just got a tearjerker idea in my head. Right.
Go.
Please.
Sure.
Go.
So I'm gonna go with the good old Who You Left Behind. Let me move my token so that I'm not blocking it.
That's good.
Right about here-ish.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I can just leave it on the outside.
Rad. Yeah, that's fine.
So I think we're back on Earth,
Mm-hmm.
and I think we're in like this like very like clinical sort of setting.
Mm-hmm.
No, that comes later. Or maybe we can do this, and then we'll flash back to the other. Where we start in a very clinical setting, and Mew is a woman, and she's looking around, and she starts to have tears pouring down her cheeks, and I think her hair is like chocolate in color. Her eyes are about the same color. It's a nice combination, and she just has tears like starting like in just drops at first on like the kind of the streaky white tile floor, just
Okay.
like these like dewdrops on the ground, and then you start seeing streams starting to flow down her face and like mascara running and stuff like that with time. And we flash back to her coming out of a bathroom with a pregnancy test, and her husband, who's like kind of how like Eric looks, except like brown or blonder hair.
Oh, I was like, are we husband and wife?
Not you and this character,
Okay.
but this character and Mew are husband and wife.
Okay.
And I think the husband just like starts like reaching. You see his like hands like gravitate toward her in like almost like a question, and she smiles, and then they embrace, and then they flash right back to the tears streaming down her face, and she's holding like what kind of certification would she have to like go on this mission to Mars? Like I'm imagining probably like a badge or something like that.
Yeah, like you have you're. I think it's something like being a test pilot. So like I assume you have some sort of like accreditation.
You probably have like 15
Yeah,
certifications.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I have like
I'm
a
certified
small
to be
one.
on the shuttle, but I can't go into space.
Yeah. But yeah, she has like this very small like certification with like her own like smiling face on it, and she's very excited in this picture, and the picture looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
And she closes the badge and grasps it, and you see a doctor walk in, and the doctor says, "Are you going to need another minute?" And then she nods, and I think the doctor gives her like this cubic box with tissues inside it, and the doctor walks back out.
Thank you for the host, Adam. Oh my god. So
Wow.
okay, so we know where this is going.
Yes.
Without it being said, what you left behind. Wow. Okay.
That was
Yeah.
intense. Oh man.
Follow up that.
The saddest face.
Yeah.
Who wants it? Okay. I've had this idea since Monday, so I gotta play it out. This is about a week into our journey, and all of us are sitting in the galley. And this is like where we eat, but it's also like where like recreation entertainment takes place.
Okay. Yeah.
And so we're all sitting around and watching streams from Earth while we still can.
Yeah.
And
Before like the lag sets in, right?
right,
Yeah, okay.
right, before it gets too crazy.
Mhm.
And so what we I'm trying to decide. You know what? Fuck it. Let's do this.
Let's do it live. Yeah.
We're doing it live. So it like as we come into the like the shot of this scene, it's a close up of Mew's face, but you can't hear what she's saying, and it looks like and as like the camera like zooms out and zooms out, we realize that it's actually her on a talk show back on Earth being rebroadcast from before we left.
Like on like Oprah or something?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
And so we're watching this like stream of like Oprah or like it's probably Oprah, like, or Ellen or something.
Yeah.
One of those daytime talk shows that gets rebroadcast all the time. And it's like an interview of Mew going into space. And as she is like a very like famous engineer, and she gets the famous tag.
Oh,
this is all of us just watching her.
Okay, cool. So it's probably on the Oprah broadcast or whatever. I'm just saying Oprah. It says something like Val whatever, last name, comma, like Nobel Prize or like Engineer Prize of
It's
the world.
Mew. It's Mew.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Wait, I have it mixed up then. I have
No, I am Val.
Oh, Mew is the engineer who. Oh.
Mew is Adam's character.
Yeah, but oh, you're describing it for her.
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
Yes.
So famous, right? Do you want
Famous. We're all just sitting there watching it.
Okay, now I understand.
And like it cuts away from that, like,
okay.
and like we can like get one shot of like each of our faces as we're watching this interview take place. Like when it comes to Val, you can see her like not watching, like specifically not watching. And she looks a little bit she's feeling really jealous. Like she's the commander of this mission and all of the glory is going to Mew.
Oh god.
Mew's getting all of the glory and had like 50 interviews pre-launch. And and they're still being rebroadcast a month later or a week later or whatever I said earlier.
Was this tied to the sacrifices that she had to make, or is this?
I think this is more work based.
Yeah, this is
So it's like
it's up to you whether or not that came up in the interview.
I think it might have been like something she revealed like in the last quarter of the interview.
Oh, so the controversy is helping like propel why you get all the screen time, right? Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I totally feel that.
Okay, so then
because it just feels like there isn't enough heat if I'm just like I'm a really good engineer. There are plenty of good engineers in the U.S. and everywhere.
Okay, so we're going to move then to our next month in space.
Nice.
We all get reset out of the spaceship. And does anybody want to go? Because I have a scene I want to do, unless someone else has a really important scene they want to do. I just kind of have a fun scene I want to do right now.
I think we can use some fun at that point.
Yeah, go right ahead.
So I'm going to the galley. Building up on what you were saying, Kelsa. We're actually why we still have some time. We as a crew are recording a video on YouTube. So like this is probably like a we're probably watching this from like a YouTube kind of like like UI like someone at home is like just like move the mouse cursor and hit play, and we see that it says like the UN Space Administration like little like intro thing, and then it fades to the crew of all of us in the galley. And in the galley we have a bunch of like cut out like little like ghosts, like a ghost streamer around that's like in like orange or black, because it's Halloween. And I think we all together say like, "Hey world, like we're welcome from Mana." And we have a lot of time here between our tests and stuff like that, and we thought we put on a little monster mash for you, and you kind of like hear the beginning of like Thriller turn on, but like since we're in space, like we're all kind of like floating around, and so we're all like doing like the Thriller synchronized dance, but like from like weird angles as we like float through the galley with all the like the pumpkin picture stuff and the streamers and things like that, and like everyone just loves it, and like everyone thinks it's hilarious, and this is all our commander's idea. Like you're doing this as a team building thing. So you get brilliant.
Thank you. I feel brilliant for that idea.
Yay!
So that's my scene. There's probably like a bunch of trolls in the comments. But that's not here or there. So that's my scene.
It becomes the new, what's that one? The oh man, the shake dance that everyone was doing.
Twerking?
Oh no, the Harlem Shake.
Yes,
the Harlem Shake.
That's the new Harlem Shake.
No, we're probably too old, so we're probably doing this Thriller, right?
I think
Thriller's never going out of style.
I don't know if I'm misinterpreting that, but I get the picture of it instead like becoming a fad. Like whatever angles we wound up with floating, people try to recreate that in Earth gravity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not that we were doing a Harlem Shake, but that this becomes the new Harlem Shake.
Yeah.
0G Thriller.
Yep.
Awesome. Oh my God. Essieni got it. It's the OG. Nice. I love it. The OG Thriller. The original gangster. Love it.
Wow.
Okay. That's even better. That's probably the name of the YouTube video. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep. The O is a 0.
Yeah, right. It's even better. Like that works on so many levels. Thank you. Okay, who wants to go next?
All right. I'm gonna make a habit of going after amazing scenes so that my mediocre will shine the brightest.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go into my cabin and talk about what gives me comfort. So we see the interior of the cabin. It's very small, but each of us has our own personal space. And so it's got like a bench bed with like, with like the 0G like wrapper thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got like just every surface other than that like area is like drawers and cabinets and stuff. And you see Val, she is, because I didn't describe myself in the last scene. Nobody push me. What are you guys doing? On the ball. Okay, so you can see Val, and like we're seeing her really like fully for the first time, because before it was just like in the Thriller scene, she was just like off in one corner. Anyway, so she's pretty short, even for a woman, and you see her like going through one of her cabinets, and it would be like at normal like eye level height for someone if they were standing on the ground, but she's 0G floating, and you realize as we zoom out from her that she's actually like a foot off the ground, just floating there holding onto the cabinet. She has like short hair, also cut short because we're going to space, but you can tell that it's kind of a strawberry blonde, kind of reddish tint to it. And she goes through the cupboard until she finds a book that she'd been searching for. Because there's like a bunch of like this one cupboard is just all books. And like she keeps pulling one out and like leaving it in the air and then pulling another one out and leaving it in the air, and then she finally finds the one she's looking for, and she puts the other ones back into the cupboard.
Are they like
And
fiction books, or are they journals? Like, what does it look
so
like?
yeah, these are all like fantasy novels.
Oh, okay.
They're all of them are fantasy novels, and she except the last one that she pulls out is actually a book of poetry, and she pulls out that book of poetry, and she kind of like it's actually a child's garden of verses.
Okay.
So it's like it's not even like adult poetry, and like the spine is all worn, and it's like a hard like a very thin hardback, and she kind of just she finds it and she like kind of hugs it to herself for a moment, and then she flips it open to one of the poems that you can tell has been read like 100 times. There's like this is where the book
it's like the page is like dog-eared and stuff. Like it's been like it's known like that's the page.
Yeah, it's like
well
this
loved.
is where the spine is cracked open.
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
Yeah, and
okay.
so and then she like kicks off and floats over to her bed, and straps herself in as she starts to reread the same poem that she's read.
Poetry.
Yep.
Awesome. Cool. Dakota,
I'll have to go next.
Okay.
I'll go to the reflection in your glass.
Okay. By the way, just so everyone knows, you can totally do a scene in a zone that somebody else is already in, and you can also bring other characters into the scenes
That's
as well.
good. 'Cause I was planning.
I know we haven't really done that much, but like it's totally cool. Like you have that ability.
All right. So Dakota is like drenched with sweat after doing the zero-G thriller.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes into his cabin to like relax, and I think we all have like our own little cabins because it's such a long mission. You just need it for your psychological sanity. And he goes to look out the porthole into space, and you can see his reflection in the porthole. It's like calm and collected, and then he like looks away, gets a towel, and just wipes away the sweat on his face. And when you see his face again reflected in the glass, it's like he looks frightened and like he's nervous. And then that goes away, and he looks like really intensely intelligent and thoughtful. And then that goes away.
Wait, did you say awful?
No.
Oh.
Intelligent and what was the word? Not awful.
I thought you said thoughtful.
Yes, thoughtful.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Like he's contemplating the mysteries of the universe. Look,
contemplative.
And,
yeah, sure.
And then he gets say what was that? That was that one. Then he looks like really sneaky and mischievous, and then that goes away. And again, it's the calm and collected look, and then you hear over the intercoms Mew, and Mew is saying, Dakota, we have a problem with the flight computer. The main circuits have burnt out. Can you come down here? And Dakota's like, of course, I'll be right there. And then the comms switch off, and Dakota's face like changes to like this angry, rageful face, and he punches the porthole into space. Like the first layer of glass, like the onion layer of glass, hits this crack go down the middle.
Wow.
And then like Dakota like cut his hand on the crack in the glass, and he wraps it, and then he goes to the bridge.
Dang.
We can continue the scene there if you want, Adam, or you can do something else.
I think that would be your scene. I mean, it's about describing your reflection in the glass, right? I feel like that we have enough scenes to build on that later, right?
Yeah.
Plus, we also have the ability to jump forward and backward in time.
Sure, I'm just saying.
Around that.
Sure. Okay.
Oh, and just so you know, I assume this happened after we burned to go to Mars.
Yeah.
Hmm. Where do people think I should go? The cabin seems good because it'll be kind of a moving on from what I did in my last one. I might go cabin.
Okay. All right. So engineer Mew, what gives you comfort? Lay out the scene. They can be super short, right? Maybe it's just one detail, and you just describe what it is, right?
I think like maybe she had a memento of her time. Like maybe she had a promise. She has a promise to keep when she gets back to Earth, and that's driving her.
Yeah. What gives you comfort? Yeah, your husband, something else there, right?
Yeah. I think although she's an engineer and you would think she's like basically human robot of like in her own mind.
Sure.
I think she's got this huge creative side as well. And almost like a mirror to how Val reads poetry again and again. I'm just doing 1,000 different sketches of poetry about home. And I compare it to things on the ship. Like I compare certain rooms on the ship to like my kitchen at home, and then we see like this very open kitchen that leads straight into a living room back on Earth, and then we flash over to like this space where you just kind of get food out of places.
Mm-hmm.
Like you've got like packets of like dehydrated peanut butter and stuff.
Oh yeah,
like that.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, astronaut food. It's really great.
Tang.
Yeah, Tang, astronaut ice cream, good stuff. I think we just get like a bunch of places like the bedroom with very like floral patterns on the curtains and blankets, and they match. And then that shifts over to like the very metallic, hyper organized feel of the cabin, and the cargo versus like the storage part of her home. And I think we just like see her hand scribbling over this journal again and her handwriting is monstrously bad.
Oh.
She's just like scrawling through this thing and like ripping up paper and stuff like that. And I think it just ends with her writing lines of poetry.
Oh, so that's what gives her comfort.
Yeah.
Nice. I like the poetry angle that two of our characters have.
Yeah.
That's cool. Cool. So now we move the ship. And we do more scenes. Well, it is 10:02, so it's probably time for our first break. It's probably a good time as any, right?
I like breaks.
Yeah, it is. We're 1 hour into our broadcast, so that is about our time to take a break, and this is a good break point. So thank you guys so much for tuning in for the first hour of Once Upon a Game, where we're playing Life on Mars. We'll be back in about 8 minutes for more super fun, super space action, and then. Yep. So we still got 2.5 hours more of gameplay. So hope you guys stick around.
In space.
In space.